what's up? It's Tati back with another video. Now, I debated doing this because I guess you can say for a quick second, I was almost concerned about what people would think about my thoughts when it comes to things like LGBT issues. But I thought about it and I was like, why should I care if people agree with me or not? Now, this video is not to change anyone's mind about if you should support LGBT people or not. It's just to talk about how there's hate with not just CM Punk, but AEW regarding if they support these causes or not. And there's a lot of hypocrisy in the wrestling business where what made me really do this video is because fans were saying that wrestling and politics should not mix. And when I saw that, I kept seeing a lot of people putting that message like on comments and stuff. I was like, that's the biggest bullshit I have ever heard. Number one, wrestling has thrived on politics for as long as it's been around. They have used social issues to help bring heat to heels or to bring love to baby faces or whatever the situation may be. Politics has always been part of wrestling. And I'm not just talking about shit that's going on backstage. I'm talking about literally on-screen stuff that they would use to for their advantage, for their show, for entertainment. So if you're saying that wrestling and politics don't go, this must be your first time watching pro wrestling. Now, when it comes to the whole LGBT thing, after Collision last week, CM Punk held a sign saying support LGBT youth, something like that. And he held a sign. This was from somebody, a sign from the audience. This was after Collision went off air. CM Punk also came on the mic, and one of the things that he said was that the ice cream bars that they were selling, proceeds to that goes towards supporting trans youth. And people on the video that I saw, they were cheering. I didn't hear any boos or anything. Not to say that they weren't, but from what I saw, there was just somebody who recorded it on their phone somewhere in the crowd. Now, this was not on AEW TV or anything, and this is just something that CM Punk had said and how he was supporting trans youth with those proceeds from the ice cream bars. Now, since then, people have been upset and they're blaming AEW, saying that AEW should not be supporting LGBT issues or anything like that. And I just find that to be really strange that because you don't support something that the company shouldn't, and even though it's Pride Month and this is where, you know, they have celebrations for LGBT people or whatnot, which not all LGBT people even support. Even though we do have like videos from AEW showing pride in their LGBT wrestlers, people are making it seem like AEW should not support anyone who identify in such way. We have gay wrestlers, lesbians, bi, trans. Even Nyla Rose is trans and she's on the roster. We have non-binary. Abaddon is non-binary. We have Sunny Kiss that goes by she, they pronouns and things like that. I know people are not big on this, but because you don't support anything, like these people should not have a career in wrestling or in anything. Like when we think about humans as a whole, we all believe in different things. We all walk a different path and do our own thing. But some people feel like how they feel you should live your life is how you should live your life. And honestly, I don't think that's right. Now, it was CM Punk that came out with that sign from a fan and talked about, you know, LGBT people or whatnot. I think one thing that got people upset was that the ice cream bar proceeds went towards supporting trans children. And I just want to say this, that supporting trans children isn't saying, hey, Jimmy, you feel like Jessica? Let's go get a sex change. That's not what supporting trans children is. Number one thing is to provide mental health support towards those children, and to help them understand why they feel, and maybe even what they feel is just something that is just gonna just come and go. Children all the time, they're influenced by other people and sometimes feel a certain type of way, and then it goes away at some point. And then there are those cases where it does not. So if supporting trans children means, getting some mental health help for these children, then yeah, I do support that. Absolutely. But CM Punk is not going around saying, yes, children should go out and have sex change and hormone blockers and all these things. That's not what he said at all. And I don't want to sound like a mark for CM Punk here, but I feel like there is hypocrisy here, because last year on Dynamite on air, Kenny Omega posed with a fan that said, they had a sign that said support trans youth on it. And ain't nobody bat an eye at that. But because CM Punk is being looked at as a problematic person in the workplace or whatever, any little thing that he does seems to be a huge issue. But when Kenny Omega did this a year ago, nothing happened. And this was actually on live TV. So I always wonder, like, is there something where it's like certain people do certain things, so we don't like it, and when someone else does it, they get a pass? It almost looked like that, you know? I've seen people say they've thrown out their AEW merch. They've thrown out the action figures and all that. And I'm like, well, baby, AEW got your money on that stuff. You know, you don't feel like you want to watch or support because a wrestler on there supports something that you don't. Well, you know, that doesn't make sense, because the person right next to you can support something you don't. And what, you're just not going to fuck around with them anymore? Everybody is into something else. And you can't expect to just be like, man, I love pro wrestling, but I can't support it because somebody on there supports something I don't. If the worst thing in the world is supporting LGBT people, then honestly, I'm sorry for you. If that's going to be a reason for you not to watch and throw out some like wrestling stuff, that's really, really strange, you know? With the whole situation, people who are LGBT, they would like to have some representation with whatever they're doing, and especially with wrestling too. You guys remember Chris Kanyon, who ended up committing suicide via overdose. He was a gay man who felt like he was never gonna get over if he was his authentic self. And I applaud AEW for opening the doors for people regardless of what it is. At the end of the day, I don't give a damn who you're sleeping with or not. I don't care if you want to be female or male, or if you don't identify as either one of them. If I'm watching pro wrestling and you're doing a great job in and out the ring, I can enjoy that. But if, you know, you want to show who you are as a person, and you happen to be a gay man or a lesbian female, okay, cool. What else is there about you? It's not the end of the world where people feel like they have to put their beliefs onto other. Now, while I'm saying that, I support LGBT people and the right for them to be that if that's what they want. But I also support people who don't support that. But there's a difference between not supporting something and then not supporting it, but spewing hate on people because it's not your way of life. And I just find it to be really hateful when people just feel like they have to be real nasty to other people. Now, if you don't want to watch AEW anymore because you're seeing representation of, you know, gays, anybody that fit under that umbrella, then cool. But the other day on Instagram, WWE had like Pride merch that they were selling, and they also had some of their LGBT, well, they don't have no T's over there, but wrestlers wearing, you know, Pride shirts and things like that they are selling on their website. I don't hear nobody complaining about that. It just always seemed like if AEW does something, there's a problem. CM Punk does something, there's a problem. And really, if WWE would have did the same thing, no one would say a freaking word. And to me, it's just weird. So for those people who are saying wrestling and politics don't mix, that's a fucking lie. It's always gone hand in hand. And honestly, I don't see the problem in it because I don't really get offended by things that I see in wrestling or whatever. But if people being gay offends you so much, don't watch wrestling. Don't watch TV. And God forbid you leave your house because there are going to be gay people outside. It's absolutely annoying. Either way, guys, let's just enjoy wrestling. Who gives a shit what people believe in or what they don't believe in? Just don't spew hate on others because what's your cup of tea is not someone else's cup of tea. You know, no one is saying that you don't, that you have to support. But if others support, what's it to you? You know, that's not going to change anything at all. Guys, thanks for listening to my little rant. It was like really bothering me because like people just kept saying, oh, this is AEW, whose fault this is. They're letting CM Punk put this in the minds of people. No, it's not. You got a mind of your own. If he says the ice cream bars are for trans and you don't support that, don't buy the damn ice cream bars. Like, you don't have to do what someone else is saying that they support. You really don't have to do this. And also, AEW did not take a stance on this. This was literally something that happened after their shows. The cameras are off and everything. And like I said, when Kenny Omega did this on live TV, not a single soul said anything. At least I don't remember any backlash from Kenny Omega. Now, they did say Kenny Omega might be bisexual. I don't know if that's the case, because that does lessen the chances of he and I getting together. But at the end of the day, you guys, I just feel like regardless of what you believe or don't believe, let's just all enjoy pro wrestling. Thanks for watching. Bye.